Hello and welcome. So I have my monthly insomnia hitting me, and I thought of this character that I really want to draw. As I was picturing it in my head, I was coming up with this really weird story. Again, I couldn't sleep. And I know myself, and if I just keep thinking about this, I'm never going to do anything about it, or I'm going to talk myself out of it more, rather. So instead of continuing to think about it and worry if this is actually going to be like a good story, I'm just going to jump in. So I'm going to start a new sketchbook today. This is Illo, but also Ohuhu sent me these. These are supposed to be like soft or something. So I'm probably gonna color them up with these just to test out the new soft chisel tip thing. That's what we're doing today. Let's start. All right, let's open this new sketchbook up. It comes with this cool little comic that has a ruler that's so helpful. Okay, so I mentioned that I have a plan for today and a story, but my brain is running so fast right now that I don't want to jump straight into that really big thing. I need to loosen up my brain and my hands, and hopefully while doing so, I can make the two work together. So to start this sketching, I'm not gonna go straight into the big thing. I'm actually gonna take you along while I loosen up and do like warm-up sketching. So that's what the first little part of today is gonna be. I will get into the big sketch, but that'll come after we warm up, okay? My goal is to quiet my mind. If you can't tell, I need to work on that most of the time. So quiet the mind and also loosen up my grip so that I'm not pushing really hard on the pencil like I am right now. Now with these, I don't really have like a set thing that I like to do to warm up, but this is kind of what I like to do, is just do really low pressure sketches that I don't plan on finishing any of these. Once I feel like my thoughts are slow enough and I start to relax, then I'm gonna move into the big sketch. But for right now, I'm probably gonna be jumping around a lot because my brain feels jumpy. I'm kind of interested to see if the video shows me like slowing down, if you can see it happening. This is something that I would normally do off camera, but why not? Why not show you and bring you along so that you don't only see like the finished products all the time? I mean, it's sketching. It's a sketchbook for a reason. It's supposed to be loose and also fun and also great and also sucky. So, okay, I'm getting off track here. There's a lot of different reasons why I'm doing sketching right now with you guys. First is this is a brand new sketchbook, and I don't want to jump straight into aiming for ultra perfection because the first page usually carries some kind of expectation for the rest of the sketchbook. So let's just get rid of that and go for not perfect here. The other reason why I'm doing sketches on this page is because my big drawing for the day is going to be done with alcohol markers, and I know that this sketchbook is going to bleed. I've had an Illo sketchbook before and marker does bleed through this. So if I'm going to be having marker done on the other side, it's going to be covering up these sketches anyway, and you won't be able to see them too well. So I don't want to make anything that I really, really care about right now, because it's going to be covered up, it's going to be smothered by alcohol marker by the end of this. So knowing that, it's kind of stopping me from allowing myself to care about these 100%. I'm still going to make like some cute stuff, okay? I mean, hopefully. But I mean, if it doesn't turn out cute, it's not that big of a deal. This girl is so cool. I really like that she doesn't have arms. She only has hands. And look at her high heels. This guy looks like he should be holding something, so I'm gonna give him a pumpkin because it's gonna be fall soon. That's my only reason. So this is gonna be holding a pumpkin. I feel like my pumpkins that I always try to draw are weird. The thing that really confuses me about pumpkins is when you're looking at the top of the pumpkin, past the stem on the other side, what does that part even look like? I guess we'll never know because I am not gonna look up a reference. This is just for fun, to loosen up the brain. It just makes me laugh though, because this guy is so eager to give his friend a pumpkin. What is this guy gonna look like? We'll give him a bulbous forehead. and tiny arms. Tiny arms. He won't even be able to hold the pumpkin. So maybe he's very distraught by that fact. He's frowning because he can't hold the pumpkin. Oh, poor guy. Okay, another spot here. Let's do a circle. No thoughts. No thoughts. I'm trying so hard not to think about this. I'm probably, yep, I'm turning it into a dinosaur. Are you surprised? There's the teeth. He's got a chin. The problem with dinosaurs for me is that I don't ever know where the neck is supposed to start and where the eye should go. Maybe the eye, see, I want to draw it, nope, back further. Okay, I'm going to draw the eye right here. Let's give him some back teeth. Okay, he needs some kind of an eyebrow. That's the thing with reptiles, is they need an eyebrow, a big pronounced brow bone. So there it is. This is wrong. Oh no, I'm starting to not like this. But okay, stop. No emotion. This is just for fun, kind of. It's just to loosen up. It doesn't matter if it's fun or not. We are only here to quiet the mind. And does the front of the neck start here? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Let's just give him a spike on his chin and maybe make the spike make sense. Have you guys heard of Draw Sessions, his YouTube account? Oh my goodness. He does so many tutorials on dinosaurs and like really intense creatures and how to make teeth make sense. So that's kind of what's in my head right now. Maybe I can do a flat tooth. Does that look? Nope. Don't like that. I'll sit with it for a second, but I don't like it. It needs to be pointy. Should the neck be smaller? Nope. I don't know. I'm not gonna think about it. I love shadows. They're so good. See, the drawing can be so simple, but as soon as you add shadows, it makes it real and therefore more exciting to look at. This needs a shadow down further and okay. They are all on different ground. Oops. The dinosaur is staring up at the pumpkin. I am looking at these guys, and this first guy looks like he should be very sad because he can't hold the pumpkin. His arms are too small. So I need his eyes to be much sadder looking. So they're going to go up in the middle and curve down at the end. And then we'll color it in dark because I like dark eyes. Okay, we have another spot here. Let's just draw shapes. Immediately, I don't feel anything about it. I don't see how this can turn into anything. So I'm just going to draw another shape. And maybe it will turn into something else. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. I don't really want to think too hard about this though and start getting frustrated about this not being anything. So I'm not going to try to turn these into anything. I'm just going to, I'm just going to color them. Ooh, I'll turn these into 3D shapes. So they still won't be anything, but they'll be solid. They'll be solid shapes. Okay, this guy his eyes need to be happy because he's trying to give his friend, maybe that's why he's trying to give his sad friend a pumpkin, is to try to make him feel better. So he's got to be happy. There's so much miscommunication here. I want to decorate her shirt, and nothing is better than stripes. The fact that she has no arms is killing me. Let's give her some color, the orange color. Okay, I can feel like my brain is starting to zen out. I'm almost there. I'm almost ready to start on the big project. I love that her dress isn't finished at the bottom. I love the unfinished lines, how sketchy it looks. Oh my gosh, her bangs going out, like curled outwards. Oh, I love it. Can I have soft lines? I'm kind of testing out just to see if my hands are ready to go softly. He needs to be blue because he's sad. At least his head. His head needs to be blue. Okay, I 100% feel calmer now and my hands are matching. I'm able to go soft enough, so I'm about ready to jump onto the next project, but I'm not done with these guys. I like these guys too much. This shouldn't be on top. The arm should be, no eraser. Let's get one with an eraser. I'm gonna erase this so that the arm can be in front. I mean, he's a ghost, so I mean, I don't think it matters. Ooh, you know what I really want to do is give this guy tiny feet, because this looks like a knee right here. So if that's a knee, then his tiny feet come down. Oh, look at them. They're so cute. Okay, I know that I said my head and hands were ready, but I'm actually really glad that I'm still going because I can feel my confidence like boosting. So that is something that I'm gonna need for this big project. And if I go into this big project believing in myself, I know it's gonna turn out a lot better in the end. This hair needs some texture. Ooh, so nice. This foot is in the wrong spot. I still think it might be too low, but oh well. How far can I push his sadness? What if I add his eyebrows right here? See, that makes him look way sadder. Interesting. Okay, so it has been about 25-30 minutes and I feel much calmer. I feel like my hands are working with my brain and I can do the hard thing that I want to do next without getting frustrated. So this is done. I'm done with the sketching. Now I'm going to be using alcohol marker behind this, so you won't see that again probably ever. Okay, so I'm going to start out just sketching out the Scarecrow so that we can kind of suss out some details. I rarely see things in my head before I start drawing them. Usually I have to figure it out on the page. But since I did have this in my head first, I was really excited, first of all, being like, okay, I don't have to figure it out. I already have it. But then as soon as I started drawing, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I get what's in my head onto the paper? Somehow there's a weird disconnect that happens when I'm trying to get it out. Now that I say it, that's how my words are also working most of the time. So that's kind of funny that it also applies to pictures that I see. Anyway, the first thing that I had to really figure out was just how big I wanted her. The image that I have in my head that I'm imagining is really up close and personal of this thing. So I kind of had to figure out, I was going back and forth between if I should make her bigger, like make her smaller so that you can see her whole body on the page, or should I stay true to what I'm seeing? And I decided I'm not gonna force it, and if it's not good and I should have gone smaller, oh well. Maybe I'll learn for the future. But since I did do her exactly what I'm seeing in my head, you guys, I am so glad that I did that. I think if I did change her to be so you could see her whole body, I think that I would always be wondering, what if I did actually do it exactly as I saw it? So I'm glad that she's kind of up close and cropped so you can't really see her whole body. Okay, real quick. So in the video, I am done with the general gist of her. Now I need to go back in and kind of alter some things. The first thing I needed to change was her ponytail was wrong. I needed to bring it forward because the stem, her core, was turning or like bending towards us. So the tip of her ponytail needed to be starting, like it needed to follow that curve, you know what I mean? Then the next thing I had to fix was this eye. I couldn't really see it initially. I was having trouble with the perspective. And I was too lazy to go up and get a button at first. So I was trying to use anything else until I was still having trouble. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just go get a button. And surprise, surprise, it made it way easier. So that's nice. But those were the two biggest things that I really needed to figure out. And then I'll start adding in some details and getting like the details down. Okay, so she's just about done, and then I'm gonna start in and do a first layer of alcohol marker. Now, these are soft chisel tip. Now, the thing that's actually kind of funny is the brush side of it is actually more firm than the old version that I had, but this chisel tip is kind of carved out, and that actually does make it softer. So the chisel tip is softer and the brush tip is harder. So that's funny. It's funny to me. But because the whole selling point of these markers was the chisel tip, I wanted to kind of challenge myself and only use the chisel tip for this. I always like to try new things and figure out a new way to do something, because you'll never know if it's your new favorite thing. I did like the chisel tip for covering large areas. That was really, really nice. And you could turn the chisel tip on its side and use a really fine tip, but it's not as fine as if you were using the tip of like the brush side. So there is still a use for the brush and there's a use for the chisel. And I find that it's actually really nice that they both have very specific uses, because there's going to be times where you want one and a time where you need the other. You know what I mean? I think a better word to describe this than soft would be bendy. I think that's a better word. A bendy chisel tip. So my plan with this, I'm not sure if I actually said, but I plan to do a whole first layer with alcohol marker, and then I'm gonna come in and do colored pencils on top, and I'm really, really excited. I am actively trying not to talk about the story at all, because it's so different from any other story that I've told before, and I'm kind of nervous about it. So I'm not going to tell you anything about the story. It's going to be at the very end though, because I'm not sure how to talk about anything after the story is over. So you'll see it, I guess. But one thing, I am actually really excited about how the drawing turns out. It's funny, I actually turned around every time that I finish a drawing. I'm always in the same room as my family whenever I'm drawing, and I turn around and I show everybody, and I show my kids, and they all pick their favorites. But when I showed my husband this drawing, his eyes got really wide and he's like, "Whoa, you drew that just now?" Anyway, so that's really cool. I always love it to see my family's reactions. I get a kick out of it. Speaking of my family, we are very into Minecraft lately. We have 3 kids, okay? And I've tried every so often to get them hooked on Minecraft because I know that they're gonna love it. And they're finally at the ages where they love it. So we've been playing Minecraft as a family together every single night, and it is so much fun because they all have their own personalities, all my kids, and it's so interesting to see the kinds of things that they like to do just because of who they are as real people. It's just so interesting. But onto the drawing. So I feel very clunky with alcohol markers pretty much most of the time. Every time I use them, I'm always like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm kind of guessing as I use it all the time. But one thing that has helped me from the very first time that I used alcohol markers to now, always start lighter than you expect. I'm always really drawn to the bold colors, and I have found that that is usually the wrong color to start immediately off with. But once I figured that out, it made it a whole lot easier to just start. And then you can always blend darker. I know that you can go lighter with alcohol marker. If you go too dark, you can lighten it up, but I am not that good with alcohol markers to be able to confidently say, oh, this is how you do it, and everything will be fine. No, I'm always second guessing myself. But right now I decided that I wanted the shadow to be even more dramatic. So I extend the shadow, and I think I even extend it again. Yep, I extended again one more time just to get that really dramatic lighting. Oh, this part was so cool. The part on the left where I bounced the chisel tip up and down and got that dramatic change between the thin lines and the thick lines. I thought that was so cool. But I'm not going to be doing too much more with alcohol markers. I'm going to do most of the heavy lifting with colored pencils, and I am almost done here. I just have some last finishing touches to do. I was a little bit I wanted to save the highlights on the eyes for just in case I decided to keep them, but I didn't want to keep them, so I didn't. And this is what it looks like on the other side. It did definitely bleed through, but we knew that was going to happen, so it's okay. Now, it is about time to start the story. It's a little bit different because it's going to be her thoughts, okay? She is, I guess you'll see kind of what happens in the story. But what I was really excited to explore was trying to piece together a story just based on somebody's thoughts. So here we go. This wasn't supposed to happen. I did everything right. If only he could remember. Then we wouldn't be here. I would still be me. None of this would have happened. I made the deal. I made the deal to save him. I knew he didn't want me to, but I had no choice. I couldn't watch him get hurt again. All he has to do is remember. Why can't he remember? This is me. He must know that. We were inseparable, but somehow he doesn't know this is me. It must be my eyes. What are they today? Buttons. Buttons. At least I have eyes today. Today. What day is it? How long has it been? Why is he still hurting? I thought it would save him. I don't understand. I did everything right. This wasn't supposed to happen. All he has to do is remember what happened. I think. I don't remember anymore. I can't remember. Who am I? What happened?